Hello and welcome back to the MG Cup series here on NBCSN. We are back at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway, getting set for our, I believe, first of two races here this season. I am not sure, but yeah, we're at New Hampshire. Things are things were pretty interesting last couple times we came here, and it came down to fuel mileage. Drivers pitting late in the race, changing the outcome of the event, but they were really good races. Usually the start with the cars being all bunched up, it's a little bit chaotic, but hopefully we make it through that here. Kurt Busch is your pole sitter with Jimmie Johnson to his outside. Jamie McMurray, who won back-to-back races at Infineon and Daytona, right there in third place. And Ryan Newman, last season's Charlotte Coke 600 winner, is right there in fourth. Pace car makes the hard left turn on the pit road. And down the front stretch, here we come. Green flag is out. We're racing here at New Hampshire. And after New Hampshire, we have Pocono and Indianapolis for the Brickyard 400. Those are two of the most chaotic races of the season. So it'll be interesting to see how those go. But meanwhile, heading through 1 and 2 for the first time. Down the back stretch, look at them fly by the back, down the back straightaway. As we head 3 wide, down into turn 3, Chris Mack making moves early. Look at him go, diving in underneath the 77 of Brendan Gaughan. Had to let off the gas there to avoid spinning himself. Remember, when you make contact with another car in NR 2003, it gets really sensitive. Your car just snaps most of the time. You're lucky to escape without getting spun, especially with right side to left side contact with an AI car. But Chris Mack, bumper to the back of the 20. And now he's going to try to cut down on the less banked portion of the track down low. Couldn't quite make anything of it. He's going to lift a little bit early here, so avoid running over Tony Stewart again. And that's not really, it's the last person you want to run over in this field. And he just did it again. They are flying through 1 and 2 here. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Look at Kevin Harvick in the middle of that. Down on the bottom. Driving us really in the middle is the 01 of Joe Nemechek. On the high side is Jeff Gordon. And they are 3 by 3 still. Heading down the front straightaway here. They might go 3 wide for an entire lap. Gordon still hanging tough on the high side. Trying not to let them get away. And he's still there, 3 wide, still, down the back straightaway. Cars are everywhere here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Some crazy racing on the start. A little bit of 3 wide action further back as well. But Jimmie Johnson is your leader, as you can see towards the bottom of your screen. And look at this, more moves being made here. As Casey Kane is in the picture, as well as Greg Biffle. Jeremy Mayfield is in all of that. I mean, there are cars everywhere right here. But Chris Mack back there holding off Mark Martin. And Mack, look at him. He's side drafting. Using the side draft to his advantage. It's not really strong here in NR 2003, but it works. And he blows by the 6, a little bit of contact made. They keep it straight for now. And Chris Mack racing as hard as he possibly can, trying to climb his way up through the field, but now has this absolute roadblock of cars in front of him here that he has to deal with. He's going to get a great run down the front straightaway on Jeremy Mayfield, and he's going to try to take it 3 wide on the inside of Mayfield and Biffle. Backs out of it. Smart move by him there to just back out of it, let them have it. Gonna try it again here. Whoa, what a move. All the way down to the bottom. Drives it in pretty deep here. He's gonna, yeah, because they don't like to give you space, and contact is made. Into the wall goes Biffle. And down the racetrack in front of Kyle Petty, collecting more. There's Ken Schrader, Ricky Craven spinning, and more cars just avoiding it, it seems. as the caution flag comes out for the first time here today, and Kyle Petty looks to be out of it here early on. And yeah, Chris Mack, I was mentioning the AI, they don't give you too much space if you send it 3 wide on the bottom. They'll just drive down like you're not there. And you have to really hold your line perfectly, but they gave him a little bit of space, but obviously the 86 was going to drift back up the track, and he had no space to come up whatsoever because Mayfield was right there, and there's just not enough room for that. And into the wall goes Greg Biffle because of that. So yeah, not really a place you want to be 3 wide at, and it shows right here. Biffle backs it in pretty hard, destroys the rear end of that car, slides down the racetrack, bang, gets nailed by the 45 of Kyle Petty. And the 49 is going to slap the outside wall pretty hard with the left side of his car, the driver's door. Petty is destroyed. And 98, what a move there to gain a spot, a couple of spots before the yellow flag came out. As you see Jimmy Johnson racing back around to the line still. He was way ahead of this by the time the caution came out. So, we're going to take a look, or, excuse me, we already took a look. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back after this. Whoops, skipped too far, but we are back. Green flag is back out, and Ryan Newman is your new leader after Jimmy Johnson made a pit stop under caution there. So Jimmy's got a little bit of ground to make up here. Meanwhile, as we look further back, these drivers not slowing it down at all on this restart here. They are picking up the intensity right back where they left off. You see the 5 of Jerry Nadeau filling in for Ricky Hendrick, who was filling in for Terry Labonte. Labonte's still out, and Nadeau going to be making a couple of starts here in that 5 machine. Look at Chris Mack back there. He got shuffled back after a bad pit stop. A mistake made on pit road there. Now he's going to have to work his way back up through the field. And they are 3 wide in front of him. The 90 of A.J. Henriksen about got up into the outside wall. He brings it back down safely. And the 86 just shoots by on the bottom with a crazy 3 wide pass. I'm not sure how he made it work, but obviously he's feeling brave here today, and he's going to have to make moves like that if he wants to get to the front, because this pack gets separated after a while, and he does not want to wait too long. If he wastes too much time just waiting for these guys to settle out, he'll lose the leader and might mess around and get lapped. So he has to be on it through this entire event here. And as you can see, he's definitely not wasting any time. Down the back stretch here, heading into turn 3. Look at this little gaggle of cars. 5 cars, about to be 6 as Michael Waltrip and make that 7, because Casey Kane is coming up into the picture now. Oh, that's a bunch of cars up into the mix. They're 3 wide. Look at Kurt Busch down on the bottom. He was in second before the caution came out. He's just trying to work his way up through the field. And underneath both Bobby Labonte and Kevin Harvick is Kurt Busch. Now down the front, or into turns 3 and 4. Out of turn 4, down the front straightaway once again. Look at Jeff Gordon. Here he comes underneath both of those guys. These leaders know what they have to do. But there's no grip on the outside of the racetrack. So these guys, especially the guy on the high side, if he wants to keep his position and his momentum up, he's going to have to pinch those guys down. Excuse me. And we're going to... that might cause some problems here. You see Chris Mack with some right side damage. He must have gotten into the wall at some point. We know he drives very aggressively, so I wouldn't be surprised if he got into the wall at any point in this. Dives to the inside of Joe Nemechek and about turns the 40 of Sterling Marlin. He's just trying to get clear of those guys before they come down, and he ends up being spun, and he takes the positions. Obviously, as the player in NR 2003, any contact could wipe you out, and Chris Mack knows that. Pyrus Racing, number 86, that's a strong car here today. As you can see by the way, he's just absolutely driving his way up through the pack. Sideways there, what a save. Keeps it straight for now. And these guys aren't really separating from each other mid-pack, but up front, Ryan Newman has about a 1 second lead over Jamie McMurray. Mark Martin in third there as well. Tony Stewart, P4. Rounding out the top 5 is Matt Kenseth with Dale Jarrett right on his back bumper. A little bit of separation between Jarrett and the 30 of Johnny Sauter. And then it's just chaos behind them, cars everywhere. As Jimmy Johnson gets to the inside of Dale Jr., he's working his way back up into the top 10. And possibly working his way back up to the front. Jeff Gordon right behind Jimmy. The two Hendrick Motorsports teammates. Driving their way through the pack. And then the rest of the field's kind of bunched up. Get a little bit of separation, and then here's some of the back markers. People that were caught up in the wreck early, or just a little bit on the slow side here today. As you see, the 44 is a driver that's actually making its return to the MG Cup Series. That's the 44 of Christian Fittipaldi racing here today. Nice to see him back in the field. The one of John Andretti has some front end damage, but he's not letting it slow him down too much. Here comes Greg Sachs making his first start as well to the inside of Christian Fittipaldi. Fittipaldi just kind of cruising around here today, having a little bit of fun. Remember, he won the Southern 500 last season. Greg Sachs, this is the first race he managed to qualify for. He's been on the roster this entire time, but a lot of people just haven't been able to qualify for races. So looks like mid-season we're starting to get a mix of more drivers in the field. You see the 7 of Steve Park, and an all-white machine ahead of John Andretti. Park might be a little bit salty about being kicked out of DEI and having John Andretti perform worse than him in that one machine that he used to drive, because this car has no sponsors on it whatsoever, but he's holding his own here in 35th. See the 72 of Kirk Shelmerdine looking to his inside. John Andretti has been having a quiet season so far, but there they go, 3 wide. Christian Fittipaldi about took it 3 wide, backed out of it late there. Look at Jimmy Johnson about to work his way up into the top 5 on those new tires. Well, not really new anymore. We've had a pretty decent run on those tires now, but look at this. Casey Kane on the outside of Chris Mack. Mack shuts the door on him off of turn 4 as he clears that 9 machine. Dale Earnhardt Jr. right behind Casey Kane. And Kane, how about him? That rookie having a pretty nice season here. A great first season for Casey Kane. Kind of quiet. Had that bad crash at Daytona a couple weeks ago. Where he got upside down, went pretty much roof first and then the outside wall, but luckily he was okay. And Chris Mack is gonna spin right in front of him, collecting the 30. And we knew this could possibly happen. 3 wide, did not end well. Now racing back around to the line. There, 3 wide. Michael Waltrip down on the flat. Ryan Newman won the race back to the line. And let's take a look at what brought out your caution here today. Chris Mack's left side is destroyed. The rear end has some damage as well. And we knew this could be an issue. But Chris Mack was so fast here today, he had no choice but to have to try and make this move. Johnny Sauter, of course, is going to pinch them down. And that drives the 38 right down the racetrack. And I mean, Chris Mack, yeah, he could have been a little closer to that dotted white line, but I mean, he was entering from the bottom. He was doing a pretty good job, I must say, of holding his line. He was holding it as well as he possibly could from that angle and entering the corner. And he was on his way down the track. The track when contact was made with Elliott Sattler. Elliott kind of drove it right down into his door, but you can't really fault any of these guys here. They're just, it's hard racing, and it results in the 86 car going around and into the outside wall along with the 38 and the 30. Johnny Sauter is having a good run here today, was just up inside the top 10 not too long ago. Elliott Sattler was having a pretty quiet day, but a great run as well. Unfortunately, now all 3 of them have damage. Sattler, I'm going to have to see the right side of his car. I don't think it's too bad. A little bit of rear end damage, but I don't think it's as bad as it could have been. The way they all went into the wall there. And Chris Mack with heavy damage. We're going to go on board now with that 86 machine and see what he saw. It all just happened so quickly, I don't even think he saw it coming. That's a tough break for him there. Take another look at it from this angle. Yep, that slight bit of contact just snaps that 86 around. That's exactly what I was telling you about. Now the AI cars, they have to worry about just running out of room. And usually they handle that pretty well at this track, but with the player, a slight bit of contact can do exactly what you just saw. Just snap them around and send them into the wall. And Chris Mack fell victim to that once again. Kind of at a disadvantage against all these AI cars, I must say, but 1 to go. Lights are out on the pace car, so that means we'll be going green this time. Jamie McMurray is your new leader. And heading into turn 3, the pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn on the pit road. There it goes. Jamie McMurray, your new race leader. And the green flag is out. Racing once again here in New Hampshire. Look at Mark Martin running second here. Ran pretty well at Dover earlier this season. I believe he got the win at Atlanta. But back-to-back in that event. Game is showing a little bit of front end damage, but he's running pretty smoothly right now. I don't think he has any damage on that car. Slides up a little bit. Tony Stewart might try to get to his inside here. '86 of Chris Mack trying to work his way back up through the field here after being involved in that incident. Looks like they fixed up the right side a little bit. It's definitely not as badly damaged as it once was. That 86 is still pretty fast here, as you see him in the middle of this huge gaggle of cars. One car exiting pit road, that's John Andretti. And he's going to be pretty slow here. Chris Mack diving down to the inside once again. A little bit of contact. He luckily backs out of it before anything happens. He's going to have a pretty tough time getting by these cars because they are everywhere. He's going to try it once again. You see underneath Christian Fittipaldi and his teammate Jeff Green in the 43. And now they go side by side. John Andretti! What in the world was that? John Andretti just... Caution is out once again. The 86 spins. As John Andretti just... I don't even know what that was. Maybe a miscommunication there. A lack of communication between the driver and spotter. But Chris Mack, over the radio, is furious with that one machine. And understandably so, as he was charging his way back up through the field, and the one was a lap down with heavy damage on the car. Just came out of pit road, and he just drove down into the corner like he wasn't there and spun him out. I mean, I'm not really sure what happened. We're going to take a look at the replay, but I'm pretty sure just a communication error. The driver and the spotter not really communicating well enough. So we watched that one machine, and he's driving down to the bottom like nobody's there. I don't think he realizes the 86 is underneath him until it's too late. You saw him try to straighten it out and give him some room, but at that point it was way too late. The 86 was at his door by the time the one started going back up the racetrack, and just wipes out Chris Mack, who was just already having a rough day trying to turn things around, and a lap car causing him some issues here. That's not really how he wanted it to go here, but luckily he didn't hit anything, so he's still out here. He's still got a chance to regain some ground, but passing the same cars over and over again has to get pretty old after a while. You see, as he drove down into the turn, the one machine, yeah, he's angled the car. He's driving right down to the bottom here. He tries to pull back up, but at this point it's way too late. 86 is gotta be wondering what in the world was he doing. And the car goes a little bit sideways after that contact. He tries to save it. It overcorrects, shoots back up the racetrack into the one machine again. This time they're pretty much glued to each other's doors, and that's usually when the car gets pulled around, as you see right here. Luckily, was able to keep it out of other drivers' ways and off the wall. Whoops. Hold on. I'm watching at full speed now. Hear him spinning the tires there, trying to get back on the gas. He is obviously frustrated. I think he was gonna try to run that one down, but his crew got to him and talked them out of it. So that's good on them there. As you see, Jamie McMurray won the race back. Sorry we didn't look at the race back there. That was just so absurd. We had to look at the replay of it like instantly. I'm not sure what that was, but getting ready to go green once again. Jamie McMurray, your race leader. Jeff Gordon right behind him, P2. And oh boy, John Andretti, a lap car pulling up to the inside. This might cause some chaos, so everyone get your popcorn ready and keep your fingers crossed. Out of turn 4, the pace car gonna make the hard left turn on the pit road. And we're getting ready to drop the green flag once again. We're 39 laps in. Once we cross the start finish line here, green flag is out. We're racing once again at New Hampshire. And John Andretti right down on the bottom, which is really the preferred racing line. So that's going to cause some issues here. Tony Stewart trying to get by him on the outside. Dale Jarrett trying to figure out where to go. A little hesitant to take it 3 wide, but he might have no other choice because he is being held up big time. They're 3 wide behind him here. Dale Jr. down on the bottom. Oh, this is getting pretty tight here. But luckily it looks like they're going to make it by. Bouncing off each other off of turn 2. Jr. trying to keep his momentum up. Ran into the door at 18. Now being held up by his teammate in the 1. That's John Andretti. Contact being made, and they're going to somehow save it. Never mind. Whoa, Andretti saves it once again. There goes Dale Jr. into the wall. Kevin Harvick gets sent around, and they are wrecking him up big time heading down into turn 1. Oh, big hits late in that for Casey Mears. The 37 of Andy Hillenberg with a big hit there. What a shame. You finally qualify for a MG Cup Series race and get wiped out in something you had no part in. Oh, and the 5 got into the back of the 41 pretty hard there. That's what sent Casey Mears around, and then bang! Nowhere for these guys towards the back to go. They had so much speed, so much momentum heading down into turn 1, and they couldn't get slowed down in time. The 30, I mean, just everybody back here gets caught up in it. And as they raced back to the start finish line, I forgot to look at the race back again. I apologize. Jamie McMurray is your leader as his teammate just gets destroyed. Anyways, getting ready to drop the green flag once again here. Now we've got multiple lap cars on the inside. The 1 of John Andretti, the 41 of Casey Mears. And this might cause more problems, because now we've got an extra car if we don't have to get by. Green flag is back out. We're racing once again here at New Hampshire, and Mark Martin almost made a bad call by pulling down to the inside right off on the restart there, but luckily backed out of it. And now being held up by the 1 of John Andretti. Andretti pulls up to the high side, luckily. So this time he's going to try to get out of the way, as he about got run over by Tony Stewart. Looking at the 8 of Dale Earnhardt Jr. Escaped that little incident that brought out the last caution without too much damage. They are 3 wide behind. Kevin Harvick, who spun, now trying to work his way back up through the field. The field gets held up, and Harvick took it 3 wide on the bottom there and went right by these guys. Jimmy Johnson trying to work his way back up after some pit stops under yellow. Now 3 wide off of turn 4. Dale Jr. has nowhere to go. He's stuck behind his teammate. Look at Chris back there, taking it 3 wide. Now Matt trying to work his way back up through the field in that 86 machine. Papyrus Racing doing everything they can here to try to get another win. And obviously, while we shouldn't count them out just yet. They're gonna have a big mountain to climb here as they try to work their way back up. So you see the 31 of Mike Skinner to the inside of Chris Mack here. Skinner in that 31 machine, replacing Robbie Gordon after that terrible crash at Chicagoland. And I believe this is actually his first season, or half season, his first few starts in the MG Cup Series. What a move by Chris Mack there. Oh, he's loose. Couldn't get it to stick. Lost the back end of it, but almost made that work. He's going to have a big run down the backstretch here. Trying to squeeze to the outside of that 41 machine. Or 43, excuse me. That's Jeff Green. Green holding him off, and here comes Dale Jr. Oh, the contact made there. And now it comes Mike Skinner back to his inside. Meanwhile, out in front, Kurt Busch is your race leader. Jeff Gordon right behind him. In the battle for P3 brewing here, as you see the 6 of Mark Martin. All over the back bumper of the 42 with Jamie McMurray. McMurray trying to hold him off. Martin trying to get to his inside, and McMurray not letting that happen too easily here. Further back, a little bit of cars everywhere. A little bit of chaos, I was going to say, but there are cars everywhere. Dale Jr. being side drafted by that 86 machine. Chris Mack trying to get by him, and yellow. No? Thought I saw the caution light. Yeah. No. Yeah, it is out. Caution is out here from New Hampshire. Kurt Busch racing back to the line. Looks like everyone else already passed the line, or didn't already pass the line by the time the yellow came out. And what is the caution out for is the main question. We're gonna go back, watch the pace car, and take a look at the caution lights here. There it is. Now, what brought out the yellow? Oh, caution was out for the 90th AJ Henriksen, who stopped on the front stretch. Turn 4, he's rolling, and all of a sudden it just, not sure what happened there, and he's coasting down to the bottom of the racetrack. The 98 of Todd Bodine was right behind him. Luckily didn't get collected, and that car comes to a stop on the front straightaway. It's like the engine might have died on that thing or something. I'm not sure what it was, but that brought out the caution as the car was just parked there. Anyway, skipping through the caution here. Getting ready to go green this time by. And the 90 of Henriksen back out on the track. Looks like they fixed whatever that issue was. But, man, looks like the car just died. I mean, battery or something. I'm not sure what it was. But something electrical happened and the car just had no power. And it stopped on the front straightaway. Luckily, it's back in it here, but we've got an extra lap car for these leaders to have to deal with. So, oh boy, hold on tight, folks, because this is about to get crazy. Green flag is back in the air. We're racing once again at New Hampshire. AJ Henriksen behind the 41. There are cars everywhere here. As you see Matt Kenseth, and look at Brian Vickers in the 25 pulling down in front of that 17 machine. 3 wide off of turn 4. Still 3. Beating and banging down the front straightaway. And the caution is out once again. And it looks like it's for the 0 of Jack Sprague, replacing Ward Burton after that hard crash at Chicagoland as well. Oh, slow car holding up the field here. I'm not sure who it was. I believe it's, yeah, lap traffic holding up the field. Chris Mack's like, oh, okay, I'll take free spots, and gets to the inside there and just completely, I mean, I don't know what that was all about, but sends the 0 right into the wall. He hits it himself as well there. Didn't get into it too hard, but he did get the wall there. But Jack Sprague just driving down to the bottom. Did not expect the 86 to be there. 86 had so much speed heading into the turn that he couldn't just back out of that. He had so much momentum. So those guys slowed down and they just ran out of room. Into the wall went both of those cars, and the caution comes right back out. This race has been chaos here today. It's not really what you expect from New Hampshire. I didn't even change the package. It's just wild today. Alright, we already know what's going to happen. Green flag is back out. Lap car is pulling up to the inside. They're going to hold up the field here on the restart. They're going to have to work their way by. Looks like the new rule causing some chaos here this season. But also minimizing the confusion. Having lap cars starting here and there, being sprinkled into the field. Now you know who's lead lap and who's lapped. But the 25 of Brian Vickers, among others, being held up by the 90 of AJ Henriksen. We've got another caution. Wait, no, we don't. Okay, why is there smoke? I have no idea why there's smoke in 1 and 2. Someone must have spun, but it wasn't worthy enough for a caution. Let's do the 6 of Mark Martin. To the 42 of Jamie McMurray, still battling for position here. Martin still trying to get past that 42, but Jamie McMurray holding him off. And look at this huge pack of cars back here. They're 3 wide off of turn 4. Casey Mears. Contact. Around goes Mears on the front stretch. Contact with his teammate. Send him around as Sterling Marlin, and Mears gets wrecked once again. And that's going to bring out the yellow. Jeff Gordon's going to win the race back because he's got a whole second lead. But battling for second here. Mark Martin not going to get by him. Underneath, Dale Jarrett goes to 18 of Bobby Labonte. He's going to take the top 5 spot on the race back to the yellow flag. And looks like everyone's going to make it through. Oh, Ken Schrader up into the outside wall. What happened here? Oh, Chris Mack drove it in way deep and just, wow. Well, Chris Mack has had a frustrating day, and it looks like he just took all that out on poor Ken Schrader. I'm not sure what that was all about. He just drove it in and completely wiped him out. Sent him straight into the outside wall. Let's go back to the restart because we did see smoke. So maybe something to do with Schrader here. Oh yeah, 3 wide and... Oh wow, Schrader. Yeah, I can see why. 3 wide, and he's in the middle, and Schrader just trying to stay in the groove. Drove right down into the 86's door. And that just sent that 86 car right around. So that's why we saw smoke here. That explains why we saw smoke. Okay. So Chris Mack got doored by Ken Schrader, and he is not happy about that. So a few laps later, under caution, looks like he was trying to get there. He tried it right there, got into the 49. But this time, finally finished the job. Yeah, obviously very frustrated with Ken Schrader here today. Frustrated with everybody here today. It's been a frustrating day. Jeff Gordon's going to lead the funny lap. But, we're getting ready to go green once again here. We are within 20 to go. And this has been one chaotic race so far here today. Been recording for 41 minutes and going. So the pace car making the hard left turn on the pit road. We've got 3 lap cars on the bottom and a ton of lead lap cars, all trying to gain spots on every lap here, giving it 100% every lap. So I don't think we're done yet. Things might get a little crazy towards the end here. We have 36 cars in the lead lap still, so expect things to get crazy. So you see this big pack of cars as we head down the front straightaway here. 3 wide down the front stretch, and two lanes getting held up by Casey Mears driving in 2 separate lanes at once, and that allowed Matt Kenseth to get by. Dale Jarrett is up ahead and got more lap traffic here. Trouble! They save it, but this is not going to end well. AJ Henriksen is down in the grass, and he's going to come back up the track, collects Kurt Busch in a huge crash in turns 3 and 4. They are wrecking all over the place. Wrecking more off turn 4. Multiple cars upside down. Elliott Sadler on his roof. John Andretti still upside down. There's Boris Said getting popped onto his roof. A wild wreck taking out multiple cars, and Kurt Busch is absolutely destroyed, along with the 5 of Jerry Nadeau and many others. And a huge crash that's going to bring out the red flag here at New Hampshire. Out of nowhere, the entire field just imploded. What just happened here? You see AJ Henriksen down in the grass, and what's his name? Bobby Labonte. They're 4 wide heading down into turn 3. So Labonte gets clipped up the racetrack. It's 2 separate incidents, all caused by the same thing. So let's take it all the way back here. Watch this. Bobby Labonte and AJ Henriksen make contact that sends the 90 down the racetrack, almost into the inside wall. He saves it, but unfortunately, he's got so much speed and momentum that and the grass comes up, that once he hits that grass, he's got no control whatsoever. He's on the brakes. He's trying to keep it down low, off of the racetrack. Up here, these guys making contact, and they go straight into the wall. Labonte saves it, but here comes John Andretti. He had to back way out to avoid getting wrecked there, and then they run out of room. Andretti trying to keep it off the wall. The 88 of Dale Jarrett sliding up. He had all his momentum taking him up the racetrack, and that sends John Andretti into the outside wall, back down the racetrack, into the path of Elliott Sadler, who had nowhere to go. Big hits for everyone involved here. You see the one of Andretti getting sent up onto his roof from that, being hit by Mike Skinner. Got hit in the roof by Skinner there. That is not good. And they started piling in late in that. I mean, talk about chaos. That was one of the worst wrecks I've ever seen here at New Hampshire. Man, that was horrible. And then look at these guys sliding into it late. Oh, the zero of Jack Spragg, and then bang! Boris Said comes in at almost full speed. So does Kurt Busch, who has nowhere to go. He's on the brakes trying to get it stopped, but at this point it's too late. AJ Henriksen, driving away from the first wreck, has just squeaked by. Oh, he just brushed the side of that one machine as he was upside down there. Oh, man. Cannot believe what we just saw. So this is the reason for the red flag. The terrible wreck off turn 4. We're going to take a look at what happened in 3 as well. But, man, that was a huge hit. And thank goodness John Andretti was okay. But, obviously, shaken up after that wreck. But that could have been a whole lot worse, considering the ride he took. And all these guys going straight to the infield care center after this. Oh, man, right into the door of Boris Said, flipping him over, right over the top of the one. I am just so glad he was okay. And watch this, Chris Mack trying to avoid the 98, trying to get in the pit road. Chris Mack trying not to be penalized, and they just, wow, they collided. One trying to go in, the other trying to go out. Miscommunication on that end of the stick right there as well here. But man, let's see what happened here. Another car got upside down. As it's just chaos here. Cars are everywhere. Kurt Busch, he was in the first wreck. That's where he got that rear end damage from. Turns it around, gets it going again. Dale Jr. gets nailed by Steve Park, who had nowhere to go. That sends him upside down, just like his Sonoma wreck, or Infineon wreck a couple weeks ago. Dale Jr. got upside down there as well. Here, and Chris Mack spun, gets clobbered by that 32 machine. Ricky Craven immediately goes on the pit road. There are 4 cars upside down in this wreck. That is wild. That's just like Michigan a couple of weeks ago. So 2 bad wrecks happening at the same time here. A lot of these guys had so much speed and nowhere to go to avoid it. That's just a consequence of racing on a track like this. A 1 miler. Kind of short compared to other tracks, but at the same time you carry so much speed, and when things like this happen in front of you, especially in the middle of a turn when you can't just slam on the brakes and try to change directions, you have to commit. And wherever you commit, you see Park trying to get low, but at this point it was not turning. It was way too late for that. And then down the track, and then all these guys getting collected. Chris Mack gets down in the grass. That pulls him around. Collects the 32. Schrader saved it, but he got in the grass there. And then, man, there's just carnage here on the front stretch. Kurt Busch is destroyed. Boris Said destroyed. All of these cars absolutely destroyed here. And we're going to take a few onboards here. First one being Chris Mack in the 86. Oh, it's a pretty big hit there for him. And then watch, they're trying to drive away from it. And then the 98. Whoops. He was trying to get out of pit road because pits are closed. He was trying not to get a penalty here. The 98 I guess he figured his damage was so severe he had to come in and pit and fix it now, and they just collided and sent that 98 straight into the attenuator. Let's go on board with Kurt Busch here. He had such a strong run here today, and it all comes to an end right here. Jimmy Johnson, I believe, had a piece of it as well. He might have just escaped that. Yeah, he did. There's Kurt being sent up into the wall. And he starts driving away from it here. See, they're racing back to the line, and then this wreck comes out of the turn, sees what's happening, tries to get on the brakes, but at that point it's too late. I mean, where's the spotter in all this? He's trying to get by everything he sees happening to his inside, and then he sees the 36 stopped. He knows he's headed right for his door, and I mean 70 right into the door. Luckily, it was at such a low speed. Everyone was able to get out okay, but obviously our biggest concern was was the one of John Andretti. Dale Jr. luckily was okay after his hit to the door, which surprises me because that was a much bigger hit right into the driver's side door. Steve Park was still going about 60. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess I see why it was alright. It wasn't as bad as it seems, but still, that's gonna hurt. All these are gonna leave a mark. You see Ryan Newman in the middle of all this as well. These guys trying to drive away from the first wreck, and then they see the second one happening up here. There's just nowhere for them to go. Newman is destroyed. His cars are killed. Elliott Sadler has some pretty bad damage. He was driving away from the first one and then up and over. Luckily our camera stayed on. Look at that. Absolute carnage here on the front straightaway. It was such a smooth race. And it all went so bad, so quickly. Oh, man. Jeff Green had nowhere to go. A lot of these guys were off the racetrack trying to avoid it, and the second they came back on, they started wrecking again in front of them. You see the 89 of Morgan Shepherd. And we have pretty big cleanup taking place here, and then under caution they're still running over each other. Look at these cars, they are killed. These cars are destroyed. Chris Mack drove through pit road so he didn't get a penalty, but the red flag is now lifted, the yellow flag is back out. And that just eliminated about half the field. So, oh boy, man, hopefully we can have a smooth last couple of laps to the end here. But the green flag is back out. And yeah, now we only have one lap car because most of them just got taken. They got taken right out of the race with that last wreck. But getting ready to finish this event here. Ricky Craven is going to hold up the field a little bit. Jimmy Johnson on the high side. Going to try to get by it at 32. He does. Look at the entire, just everybody being held up here. Oh, and contact. Around goes the 86. Into the outside wall. Yellow flag is back out. We get 10 to go, and that's not even worthy of looking at a replay. So we're just going to go ahead, and there's the green. Jeff Gordon with a pretty big jump on the restart there. See, up inside the top 10, it's a 19 to Jeremy Mayfield. He has a little bit of damage on that car. That just shows you how chaotic this race has been. A car with damage on the side and front being able to run inside the top 10 here. It's going to get passed by Brian Vickers, though. His fingers close to his inside. Mayfield holding him off on the high side though. Just drove right back by him. Yellow flag is back out once again. I don't even know what it's for this time. Might be the 32 of Ricky Craven since he's pitting. Oh my! So Craven, being held up, or holding up the leaders, collects Jack Sprague. Sprague goes up and over and starts barrel rolling down the back straightaway. Rolled twice. Craven landed on top of that 32 machine. Craven was kind of pushing him along there. The way he impacted the wall, my goodness. Talk about a wild race. We've had 5 cars upside down here today. I think that's a new record for amount of flips in one race here in the MG Cup Series, because we've had 4 cars get upside down in a race before. We've had 4 in a single wreck here today. And then this one makes a 5th with Jack Sprague getting upside down in his return here to the MG Cup Series. And wow, man, I've never seen anything like here today. There must have been some sort of there must be a black cat sitting on the track somewhere here, because a lot of these guys have had terrible luck. And man, looks like we're gonna end it under caution here. No, we are not about to end under caution. We're gonna have a 1-lap shootout here from New Hampshire. So hold on tight, ladies and gentlemen, because things might get crazy. Pace car is in, and we're about to end things at New Hampshire. Next flag will end it, obviously, as we take the white flag here, and with the race back rule, even if it is a caution, we will race back to the line. Jamie McMurray had a great restart there, but couldn't hold his momentum through 1 and 2. Jeff Gordon pulling away down the back straightaway and heading into turn 3 for the final time. Jeff Gordon had a strong run here today, and he is going to win from New Hampshire Motor Speedway as the yellow flag is out, and we've had a wreck in the back. But never mind that. Jeff Gordon is your winner. Now let's see what brought out the caution on the final lap here. Who done it? Who? Let's see who. Oh, the 30 gets spun on the back stretch, but it's just a single car incident, so didn't really make much of a difference. And I've been recording for almost an hour, so I at one point I didn't think this race would ever end. We had wrecks everywhere, and a new record for cars getting upside down in a single race here. 5 cars in one race. Just says how crazy this race has been. And man, a lot of drivers having a terrible season so far. Getting even worse here today. But luckily, no serious injuries. John Andretti got out the car. Was pretty shaken up after that terrible crash on the front stretch here. Really out of turn 4, but man, that was just chaos here today. Oh, and entering their boxes, a little bit of contact made here. Chris Mack looks like he missed his stall, and Jeremy Mayfield just plowed right in the back of him after the race. So the pace car is the winner of this race, but the driver that actually won here today, Jeff Gordon, takes the checkered flag after a really chaotic race here in New Hampshire. I was not expecting that at all, but yep, I guess that's just how unpredictable racing can be sometimes. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe. Hope to see you guys next time, and until then, I'm going to let this video hit an hour really quickly. And yeah, until then, peace.